I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. This is the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors. We are at the Mitchell County Courthouse. It is Tuesday, November 12th. And we have an agenda in front of us. Do we have any additions or corrections onto this?
Under county attorney, there was an issue this last Saturday on the county lane that I'd like to be able to discuss. I think Supervisor Smolik probably has more knowledge than I do on who owns what around that area and so on and so forth, which is good. And then I want to let you know I will be gone next Tuesday. Osage thinks that they got to have me going to St. Paul with a load of kids. So.
Okay. So,
On their own.
with them changes,
That's what you can do there.
So for you.
Be a substitute bus driver. No.
I'd pass on that too.
with that addition to it, Stan, you're making a motion to approve them?
Yes.
I'll second it.
Stan approves, Barb is seconded. All in favor? Aye. Approve the minutes of November 5th meeting and the claims. So hopefully we've looked at the minutes. I didn't see anything out of ordinary there.
Also move to accept them
And the claims.
and the claim.
Barb has made a motion, Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb,
Aye.
Stanley,
Aye.
Smolik, aye. So there we have approved the minutes and the claims. County Attorney General discussion. Mark.
I just have a quick question for Barb. The way I understand this is on that agreement on mental health. That
Yeah.
January 1st, everything is getting transferred to,
One stop or one, what they call it, one,
CSS,
yeah,
CSS.
one employer.
one employer.
Yeah,
Excuse me, thank
CSS
you.
office, yes. Effective is January 1st, 2020, so they'll
Correct.
become employees of CSS and all the equipment gets transferred to CSS.
Correct.
Okay. Can you email me, they're just the two employees, just so I make sure I get their names and the spellings of their names correct in there?
Sure,
Okay,
actually, as well.
then I should be able to get that done. That's the only question I have.
Okay. Well,
Now, you have a question for me?
Stanley.
I emailed you on Saturday that I had a complaint on basically the county lane that's on,
The Bauer edition.
yeah.
Now, when you say county lane, what do you mean?
This is the county access of, to get to the hunting grounds of the Bauer Edition, just south of Brownsville. So it is a county driveway. It's
Fenced on both sides, so.
supposed to be fenced on both sides.
Well, is it a road?
It is like a roadway.
Well, no.
It is,
Is
for
it-
you can drive up and down it with a vehicle.
Is it a road?
It's an access.
Is it considered a county road?
And there is a parking, it's not a county road, it's a county access
Okay,
with a parking area down by the woods for.
It would probably be closer if you wanted to call it a Class C road.
well, you see, here's the
But,
difference.
no, it's not a road.
It's not
I don't-
maintained
No,
by
but
the
it would
road.
be
Yeah,
like
yeah, but this is why this gets particular. If it's a county road, or you say it's like a class, you can't prohibit people from driving on it then. Okay?
It's not considered a
No,
county road.
So-
this is not maintained by the road department, it is maintained by the conservation.
Okay? And who owns it?
It is owned by the conservation.
Okay?
And our issue is that a farmer just to the south of it, 1.5 miles, rents the ground right next to this laneway, and rather than to go to his driveway, he's going up the county's, conservation's, I should say, laneway access. Once he gets so far in where he wants, he just goes through what was the fence.
Which is no problem, except he's hauling manure that doesn't stay in his spreader.
Okay,
And it splatters all up and down this lane, which is soupy.
And also with the access being maintained for cars and pickups, his weights are, with our wet fall here, has been pretty rough on that laneway. And what is our rights?
well, first off, I need to see the document when this was purchased.
I'm not for sure, but I think Dick Bowers,
Or donated or
Donated it.
whatever, because there's a deed to somebody. I
okay,
need to see a copy of that deed and see, then, if it truly is just property that was deeded to conservation, it's not legally considered a road, you
no,
know, and I'm not gonna say it is or it isn't until I see the document, then we can send him a letter saying, stay off the road, can't go on the road. If you go on the road, we're gonna consider it trespassing. We've been informed to stay off it. So,
Okay.
and if he goes on it, charge him with trespassing.
so I would think Adam probably would be able to come up with that.
Well, he should, I mean, he should be the one that understands where all the documents are for conservation property. I will get a hold of Adam.
Okay,
So I'll need a copy of the deed, and then I'll need a copy of the, well, name, address of the person that's doing it.
all right, is there any more to this?
No,
Do we have anything else for Mark? If not, thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
thank you kindly.
And I'll send you the spelling of those names.
Okay, perfect.
Sheriff,
I don't have much for you. I gave an invoice to Lowell this morning on the roof. I think it was 76,000 and change. So, whatever you choose to do with that, what will we pay it?
We got 24,749 due. We've paid 33,317. Total contract on the roof was $58,066.
How soon do they want payment on that whole?
Balance on completion, so probably in the next couple of weeks, we'll have our next claim session, so we'll include it with that.
Otherwise, I mean, we could approve of it this morning, I would think.
if that's
Under-
legit. It's a, you know,
Well, you approved it from the start to do it, so
well then,
I'd say we'll pay it the next claim session in 2 weeks.
okay, then
Sure.
we'll bring it up then and approve the payment, the final payment then in 2 weeks. Okay,
How many this morning?
We have 3.
Or,
2 probation, still holding probation, revocation individuals. And then, one misdemeanor traffic, he'll probably get out later this morning. DUS, driving under suspension, that type of stuff, so. Hardly heinous crimes, but we have 3.
okay.
I don't have anything else unless you folks do or somebody here has questions for me.
I do not.
All right.
No.
Good,
Thank you, Sheriff. You have a good rest of the week. Hopefully things will stay quiet.
What was the website that you spoke from last week about hunting on roads and stuff?
Yeah, Yeah, so I tried it online at Iowa DNR
Okay.
regulations, or you can go up to the recorder's office and get a copy of the game and fish regulations for 2019, and it lays out.
So it's on the
Shooting from-
DNR.
yes.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
You bet.
Okay. Moving on. Thank you, Sheriff. Moving on, looks like approve the weed commissioner's annual report is next.
Where's Richie this morning?
It's probably over in Ward County.
Oh, that's right, because of the holiday, okay.
So I'll let you, Austin, come right on up here and we'll have you give us a short description of your report here.
Okay. So I don't know if you send them guys an email. Okay, so you guys got kind of my report, kind of, I'll just give a quick description of it.
Yes.
So pretty much went through, they asked me 3 different things. This year's kind of a new, big, actually written out report. The first thing they asked, name, location of all primary noxious weeds in the county. And honestly, like, throughout the whole county, there's noxious weeds everywhere. Really no area worse than another area. The only noxious weed I haven't found, it's a new one, Palmer amaranth. I haven't seen it in this county anyways yet. It's a primary noxious weed. Like I said, just last year they added it to the list. I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's someplace around the county. I haven't seen it. But, I don't know. That's all I can really say about noxious weeds. They're pretty much everywhere. They're yeah.
So the wild sunflower is a noxious weed?
It is, yeah.
Dang.
Yep, believe it or not.
They're pretty.
I know.
But they do have an awful thick stalk that I
Mm-hmm.
imagine gets to be a mess, yeah. But out of curiosity, poison hemlock, is it actually poisonous?
Yeah, I've never really dealt with it, but it sounds like it's kind of like poison ivy or
More
kind
of
of
an itch factor?
like parsnip or poison ivy kind
So
of.
you'll get water blisters.
Yeah, you get blisters and stuff like that. I've never dealt with it myself. I never got it on my skin, but
So
seeing
so-
pictures and stuff, that's.
So when you rated it number 2, you found it a
I've
found
seen-
it, but
I've
not
seen
really
it.
a problem. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
there's not
that
a
much.
big abundance of it, but there is. I've
I
seen it
figured.
around. I mean, I spray it as I come across it, but
Sure.
you know, it's just not a huge issue like thistles and stuff are, I
Yeah,
guess. So.
yeah, well, we all can identify those.
Uh-huh, yeah, exactly, yep. But, yeah, then I asked for a detailed, kind of detailed statement of how I go about my business, I guess. So pretty much just driving the county roads looking for noxious weed to spray. Got my new spray system. Go along, spray big patches of thistle, whatever noxious weed with the boom as close as I can get, or as far as I can reach with the boom. Then reach out the gun and get whatever I can't reach at that. I'm trying to, being by myself, I kind of can only do so much at a time. For noxious weeds, during the month and a half I'm out there spraying for it, I target like a third of the county. Try to do a rotation. So my first year here, I tried hammering the west 2/3 of the county. Last year I tried doing the south and southeast. Then this year I tried doing the northeast and north central. And that's for just noxious weeds. I'd try getting more after that, but and I pretty much find it easiest to when I'm by myself to stay on the gravels because it's too much for me to pay attention to. Spray in, looking for traffic, not swerving all over the road on hard surface. We got more people. Then having somebody with me, I stay on the hard surface. So that way I get a lot of miles covered doing
Makes
that.
sense.
So just it's safer that way, and yeah, I don't.
Sounds like that long arm has really speeded up
It
things
all,
for you.
it's yeah, it's crazy because before it'd take forever to big patch of thistle to handgun everything, trying to spray everything good. Now I can just
forever.
drive 5-6 miles per hour, don't have to slow down, and it's speed up the process big time. Yeah, so like I said, this year went north central, northeast. Next year I'll be back to the west and make that rotation again. So then, yeah, after noxious weed season, I just stayed trying to spray as much brush as I can. And the stuff I've killed so far for brush, went through with the long arm mower and reached as much as I could with it. I mapped out a bunch of spots, and I got a good portion of the county like a good start anyways, mowing down the dead stuff that is right close to the road that could still be a nuisance for sight and stuff like that, so. Yeah, then it asked how much I kinda went through and for my chemical budget, or chemicals spent this year, and like what I used. And I used Vaseline for brush control, mixed with open site for my noxious weed or just weed control. Mix them together, and that way I could just keep going and not have to go back to the same area and spray it twice, I guess. At the end of the year, I was just shy of $10,000 of chemicals what I went through. So, I mean, having the boom, the boom was a good way to, how do I put this? A good way to kind of save chemical in a way. Instead of having to hose everything down, it just takes so much more chemical to hose it compared to just blanket the stuff, I guess. I mean,
Well, sure, because human error, you're gonna have it a little heavier in one spot.
exactly, yeah, and it's not, yeah, a lot more controlled, I guess. A lot less volume going out of the boom too. So having that boom's definitely saved me in chemical, and like I said, time.
With the less volume going out, you're still getting a good burn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to bump up the amount of chemical I put in just a little bit, but it's still just frying stuff. Yeah, it was crazy how like right away, 2 days later, this will just, you can see them drooping over, and a week later, 2 weeks later, black to nothing. So it was
How
pretty.
about if you check like a month later, come back and you see there's.
See, that's what I got a map of every place I've been. And next spring, I want to see how good it actually killed, and see if it killed the plant so fast that it didn't get to the roots, or if actually everything I used got down the roots, killed the whole root system.
Yeah.
That's something I'll look into next spring, kind of take inventory quick before I actually start spraying to see what I got for regrowth right in the shoulders and stuff, where it's easier to see, I guess.
That's
So.
an issue that I had at home. I
Mhm.
could kill the plant and a month later come back and right there where the stump hole was is a little green shoot
Yeah.
popping up.
Yeah, again,
And,
I kind of had that before. I was using different chemicals, using Crossbow. And this year using this different stuff. I'm hoping this new chemical does a better job of getting down to the root system and actually killing the plant off instead of just killing the vegetation off and not actually getting to the actual part that makes it grow. So I guess I'll have to see in
Yeah.
the future how actually it worked, but it killed the plants right away. I didn't see any.
You'll have to, if it works, you'll have to give me your witch's brew,
Mm-hmm.
because, give me your concoction. so I
Yeah,
can
it is
acquire
pricey,
that.
but it works.
How do you
Good.
protect yourself?
Oh, gloves, glasses, and so
Maybe
spray
not
out.
being downwind of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, try to play the wind to your favor. Like there's times where behind a grove the wind swirls. It's like there's nothing to do about that. You get on, you just wash yourself off. Right, you go back to refill, you wash yourself off, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it still kind of worries me a little bit about
It's important.
breathing that stuff. 'Cause
Whatever
you can smell it as you're spraying. It's like, well, how much of that's actually
Yeah,
getting into
well,
your body. So.
maybe you want to do the mask thing.
Yeah, because I could feel my lungs a little bit towards the end of the year.
You should maybe use your mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, then it kind of asked like a summary of my weed situation, and overall, I can imagine things can just keep getting better throughout the county. I need to do a little bit better at public, have public take notice a little bit more of noxious weeds just themselves, I guess. More on what they can do to help me manage them, and not so much not really complain so much, but more what they can do to help, I guess. Need to do a better job maybe this winter of sitting down and actually writing something up instead of feeling like I have to be actually working all the time, I guess, just actually sit down and write out an article for the newspaper or something.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. So, yeah, just different methods to kind of slow the spread down anyway, so.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, two things. One, again, I've mentioned to Adam a number of times, next year,
The county farm.
the county farm.
Yeah. Hopefully it stays dry, cause it was wet there this year. But
You know, between Adam and you, if
Yeah.
we can get that, because that's
Get
always,
something figured out.
and perennial complaint, you know,
Yeah.
from one
Yeah.
individual. The other thing is, depending on schedules and that, I could maybe do some driving with you next summer to
Okay.
get some blacktops. I mean, that's really.
Cause I know
where
that's
the
what more
public-
people see, that's what, yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause
I mean, that's,
cutting brush this fall, that's what I've been trying to do the most cutting is on. It's not ideal to cut on a hard surface, but
I'd say-
yeah, more people see it, you know.
and maybe we can even hire somebody like Gary to drive a few blacktops with you.
Well, yeah.
And,
And I got contacts with, my old college professor down at Hawkeye Community College. And I went down there for natural resource management or whatever. So they have a big class full of kids that see if I can't get somebody, one of them people that would wanna come up and help do roadside management stuff, cause that's why they started that program down there is for actual roadside management. So, see if I can't get somebody to come up, hire somebody for that, I guess, so.
but like you say, for that 6 weeks or whatever, if we can get somebody to,
And last year I did have Merlin gave me Brett Williams to help the summer kid or whatever. So, I mean, I still did have somebody, but yeah, after I really didn't need to, or couldn't really spray and be effective on my noxious weeds, I told Merlin, like, you can take them back and I'll just start trying to get as much done on gravel since I had to get caught up on some of them too, so.
Yeah.
well, why don't you, if you were, think of it about the middle of May or whatever, come to the board and we'll, like you say, we'll work with you to find
You know,
it.
if we figure something out where we get like a little job description put together, I'll email my old professor and she can send it out to them kids and maybe get something going there too, so.
But if we have a local to begin with, we'll go with the local
Yeah,
first.
yeah, that's fine, yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
so.
We have a short window on the thistles, once they turn purple, I mean, it's just a matter of a week, and
That's tough, shit.
but when they're purple, that's the best time to give them a buzz.
Yep.
It works the best, it's quick, and
Yep.
it's done.
So move to approve his report.
Second.
There we go.
Wear a mask. Seriously, I feel better. It's for the few cents it would cost and the few seconds it would take
Wear a
to.
mask, yeah.
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 Stanley has made a motion to approve the weed commissioner's annual report. Barb has seconded it. Roll call, Stan. Barb.
Aye.
And Smolik, aye.
Can I get one of you guys to sign? I got a couple of things here.
I have to sign it.
Okay, yep, I got this here to sign, approve, you guys, or if you guys approve me as next year, I guess, then.
Anyways, Barb, items of note, meetings attended, would you like to start that?
I didn't have a meeting, but we got a really nice letter from a lady from the Iowa Women's Foundation. And her handwriting's a little hard to read, but I'm gonna try to read it for you. Dear supervisors, thank you for the generous and insightful investment you and your fellow supervisors made on October 8th, 2019. You have done something for your community that needs to be recognized and praised. Your $100,000 gift to We Saints Daycare in St. Ansgar is an extraordinary commitment to your county's workforce, an example for the county supervisors for other ones to follow. Thank you. Through our research
Thank you very
Good
much.
one.
Yep, we'll see you.
on community conversations, so Iowa Women's Foundation has learned the most critical unmet need facing our workforce is affordable quality childcare. We have a childcare crisis in Iowa and it is escalating. It needs to be addressed for the long-term health of families, businesses, and communities across the state. But we can't rely on just a single organization to fix it. We applaud the action that you made taken to address the child care crisis in your community, and you're an example for all. Thank you. And I have sent something to the local newspapers sharing your exceptional investment. And I cannot read her name. It's Dawn something.
I couldn't read it either. So that
Looked
is
like
your-
Olson.
Well, it might be Dawn Olson, but then there's another, something that starts with a W. Word? I'm not sure.
Doesn't matter.
But she's the
No,
executive
doesn't
director.
matter. So you had no other meetings? Stanley, how about you?
I had Council of Governments last night. We had our annual report. Larry Pump presented it, and I'll file this with Lowell here in a minute. Basically, again, we're in very good financial shape. That we had one gig, and that was again the gig of diversity of employees that almost we all get.
Segregation of duties.
Yeah, because we don't have enough people that we can divide some of these financial things off. I mean, we basically need only one person here in the courthouse or that to do some of the financials. And of course, that opens things up more to theft or embezzlement. I mean, the state always says. And so, I mean, we always get that gig. We get it here, we get it. So basically, we had no gigs. And that was really the only thing on the docket down there. Yep, well, the other thing is we were taking a look again at, can we force people on the transit to wear seatbelts? The county transit thing. And right now, because of some issues I don't want to get into, we don't want to discuss that until a later date. But I believe it would be a good policy because, like say, we once here a few years ago had a person that didn't wear a seatbelt. Vehicle was forced off the road. One of our transits tipped on the side, and there was injuries in that wouldn't have been as severe. So, in any event, that was my meeting.
Okay. I had a ballot meeting, but we did not discuss anything that really, it was more discussion was between ballot and the city of Osage. There was nothing discussed for the county pre-treatment plant. So anyways, also, we had a meeting with Scott and Anderson, and this was a pre-bid meeting for any contractors that wanted to get a little more information on the services building for the remodel. And they discussed, Scott, Gary Anderson discussed what needed to be done in the remodel, and Joe Capon discussed the needs that were to be done for the plumbing issues. And they discussed permits if needed for the city, which they kind of left it as a question mark, but we're thinking there is no permits needed for the city, and that the county should be exempt. There was 5 different contractors present with a mix of plumbing and other contractors there. They'll start in January, and they will be done by mid-April. That's the plan. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That is how it will be. And the contractors got to walk through the building where they were given a chance to ask questions. So anyways.
Do we have any idea on the cost for architect yet?
We did.
Was
That's
that the one that
already-
was like 40?
I can't remember what it was, but we've already, yeah.
You do have it.
We already
built
did
in there.
that. I think partially paid for too, I think. Isn't it, Lowell?
I don't recall.
Okay, yeah, it's
I
been
don't-
a year ago.
I know, but I don't think it was paid for.
Anyways, that was what I had for meetings. So,
I thought I had one, but it turned out it was a training that I'd already had, so I didn't have to
okay.
take it.
Well, moving on. The newer management plan updates.
There are 2 of them. Myron and Monica Heeman, 2761 500th Street, McIntyre, and the Schauger site at 3351 440th Street, Ricebud.
Okay. Thank you, Lowell. Board appointments. I'm thinking this would be on the trustee for Liberty Township, right, Lowell? Okay, I have come up with a name. Brian Huffman will accept that position. One of the positions that's open as trustee. We still have the position of clerk. I've talked to a couple of people. One is going to get back with me to see if that person would accept that position. Should know by the end of the day. And the other position, there was another position. I
Planning
don't.
and zoning.
Yeah.
Planning and zoning.
And I
Barb,
got-
I'll let you speak on that.
Crystal Birch will take that. It's just a couple meetings a year. It doesn't involve a whole lot, but, yes, she said she would gladly take that on.
Okay. So, but we will keep trying on the clerk.
Yeah, probably should have a motion, second vote on these.
Alrighty.
Yeah. I'll so move that we accept all the Brian Huffman for, what'd you say, he would be for Liberty?
Liberty trustee
Okay.
and
Crystal Burt for, he had a, what do you call it, Board of Adjustment or Board of, he had a different name for it.
Or it might be board of adjustment, but it's
Yeah.
all
It was-
related with that.
Yeah, with the.
okay,
Second.
Barb's made a motion, Stanley has seconded. Roll call, Barb,
Aye.
Stanley,
Aye.
Smolik, aye. Clerk of court report for October. Stacy Olson, clerk of the district court, has filed this, and the total amount is $2,689.16. So that is for the clerk's monthly report of fees collected. So I'm going to say, as so noted, correct, Stanley?
Right.
Moving on, public comments, and pretty quiet, unless Gary's got something to say. Sure, Randy doesn't have much. So I guess we're probably gonna have to go to canvassing the votes for November 5th city school election.
Basically, you wanna go into recess because we'll wanna talk to,
Okay, being that that's number 8, I didn't know if we did a recess, but
yeah,
yes.
we recess this meeting and then we, organize as a,
Board of canvassers.
Okay, then we will recess this meeting.
Does that doesn't have to be in private or anything?
Okay, so we will reconvene at the canvass, the votes, is that how you would say that? All righty, let's do it. And then we still have Richard, if he's gonna show up. Okay.
Start with
This is for
the
school
more
board
confusing,
and
harder
city
one
officers.
first.
Yeah.
For school board and
Maybe
city
we better
officers.
get it.
yep,
We have
so we gotta canvass those, so let me see.
Barb.
Oh, thank you.
Rachel's gonna come down to
Okay.
observe.
Well then.
Do you want me to grab her? Or she's upstairs?
I texted her.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take this chair.
I guess I've never done this.
There she is. It's like she heard her ears ringing.
We'll start with the absentee first. So rather than have you to go through all this, I just went ahead and wrote these down and divided them up separately to make it more or less confusing.
Okay, so all I can have to do here is to read this. Osage City, Mayor Steve Cooper, 43. Mayor Derek Mauser, 1. Mayor Ken
Well, you
Swenson.
can just add those all together. You don't have to, we'll just call them a scattering. You don't have to read those unless you want to. I did record them, but.
Why don't I just read them as
Okay.
we get rid of them? Ken Swenson is 1. Council at large.
Well, there's 2 then.
Council at large, Darla Olson, she received 40 votes. Council at large, Crystal Birch, 9. Now we're going to Council Ward 1. Judy Voklander, 6. Council Ward 3, Brian Adams. Council Ward 2, or Ward 3, Tom Martin, 2.
How many was Brian?
Brian Adams was 7.
7, okay.
And you got Tom Martin's
2,
2.
okay.
Park Board Commissioner. And Don Fox, okay, 44. Moving on, Osage School. Okay. Director, Todd Fryan, 50. Director, Laura Potter, 43. Director, Brenda Johans, 48. And Director, Mark Penny, just 1. And Director, Nancy Danzo, 1. Now we're to Public Measure A. I believe that's what that is. Yes, 30. No, 12. Moving on, St. Ansgar City.
Surprised more people didn't vote on that last year.
Well, this is just the absentees.
Oh, gotcha.
Mayor, Keith Horgan, 9. Mayor, Norm Johnson, 5. Moving to council, Sam Heimer received 8. Myrna Jorgensen, council, received 8. Council, Chris Mayers, 3. Council, Jason Squires, 2. Council, Joyce Crowley, 1. St. Ansgar School. Director, District 2, Brenda Esdor, is that correct? Esdor?
Esdor?
Israel, yes.
1,
Which district was that again?
that was District 2.
Okay. Okay.
District 2, Stephen Groth, 10. District 1, Will Marl, 9. District 7, Director Kyle Tabor, 11. McIntyre, City of McIntyre.
Okay.
Mayor, Mark Kramer, 4. Council, Ryan Henneman, 1. Council, Rick Deary, 4. Council, Daniel Shane, 4. Council, Jared Stevenson, 4. Council, Jess Eastman, 4. Council, Jacob Miller, 3. And moving to Riceville City, Mayor.
Okay.
Dennis Laird, 1. Council, Jordan Ullman, 1. Riceville School,
Okay.
Director, District 3, Ben Winters, 4. 4. Now we go to Orchard City.
Okay.
Mayor, Kyle Hobbs, 1. Mayor, Mark McGivern, 3. And council, Kevin Whelan, 3. Council, Cheryl Brando, 2. And that should be it, Lowell.
Okay. Okay. This is. Have to read off of here. So. Get to.
Okay, so we start up here. Mayor, for 2 years, term 1, write-in, 20. Total votes, do we just read that completely, total
Well,
votes?
here, I guess. I guess you wanna look at that too. So 16 for Eric and 4 for Ray.
Okay, we'll start right up here and I'll read Eric Wilson, 16. Barry Shard, 1. Russ Flugie, 1. Dwayne Tesh, 1. Eric Finch, 1. Council. Member Eric Finch received 13. Oh, I see, that's council member at large. Tom DeBauer received 16. Ty Peterson received 15. Jerry Bublitz received 14. Tim Johnson received 17. Harold Van Saben, 1. Jamie Van Saben, 1. And Deb Bublitz, I'm going to think that's a 2. And David Bublitz, must be a 2 too. Rhonda Eastman, it says she got 1. This is still Councilman. Joe Johnson, 1. Barry Schrag, 4. Tom DeBauer, 1. Dwayne Gordon, 1. Margaret Peterson, 1. Gary Kim Schmidt, 1. John Johnson, 1. And Eric Wilson, 1. School District 1.
And
Dwayne Tesh, 1. District 2, 1. Dwayne Tesh. Again. And District 7, Dwayne Tesh. District 7, Dwayne Tesh, 1. Jake, now this is council member at large, City of McIntyre. Jake Miller received 9. Brenda Stevenson received 1. And Dylan Henneman received 1. Mayor,
These were for council or mayor?
this is council member at large, City of McIntyre. Now, Mayor, City of Riceville is next. Dennis Laird, 48, Mayor for Riceville. Curtis Head, 5. Kim Orth, 1. Bob Brown, 1. Dean Eastman, 4. Nancy Evans, Macy Evans, 1. Keith Ullman, 1. Leo Jordan, 1. Arnie Kruko, 1. And Emily Shipper, 1. Council member at large.
I have one or not, I'll look. I don't, I'll go to, I was gonna say, I know I don't, because I don't even have a pencil.
We've got time. I would imagine that's Ben Winters again.
If you don't want to, you don't have to read all those. All you need is the total, because they're not gonna enter it into
The total, so just,
so just give me that, and then we'll just add the total of those for a scatter.
okay, we'll tell the winner and then just add up.
Yeah.
Okay,
And just save a little time. Someone else will
okay,
change it.
well, Keith Ullman, 24. And then we got, let's see, 12. And then the next one is school district, Riceville, number 1 school district. Not able to, he is in another district.
Got 2 votes.
He got 2, but he's not able to, he's in another district.
Oh, somebody voted wrong.
So how do you really wanna do that?
Well, I noticed that with Carpenter too, some of those people don't actually live in the city, so they.
Well, I was wondering on Joe Johnson.
That's who I
I thought,
Yeah, way out in the country.
Yeah,
That one's
Can't-
closer to a train
Can't count
almost.
those.
Yeah.
we're done with that one then? We
Yeah.
move on to, oh, I guess that's it.
Okay.
New Haven, Mitchell.
That's always been an issue over there anyway,
Yes, it is.
back when there was a mayor.
Yep, exactly. I remember. Yep.
Oh my. Looks like I gotta read.
Mayor should be located in the town.
That
Got it.
could have created a lawsuit one.
They could have, yes, it could have. Can't move out despite it.
Thanks, Casey.
Okay, we're on Mayor, City of Orchard. Kyle Hobbs.
Okay, so we're in
Orchard.
Okay. Kyle Hobbs,
Kyle Hobbs got 7, and then for mayor, there's 2 more.
2, okay.
And then council member at large, Rick Whelan received 1.
Rick Wheeland or Kevin
council member at large, Philip Scott. Oh, crap. One. I should have read down for, here's the ones I should have read for. Cheryl Brando, council large. She got 7. Elaine Scott got 1. Martin McGivern got 6. And Kevin Whelan got 7, council member at large. Yeah, I don't know how you do all this stuff.
I've never seen this.
Oh, well, cause that was Riceville Director District 2 and they didn't have any Director District 2 on that.
No, this would be Orchard, so those people could roll in school district.
In Osage?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's public measure A.
Okay, so I need to record those. Just thinking about that.
So we didn't know.
10 and 10.
So 10 yes, 10 no.
Yep. Sorry, do you wanna do this?
They do a fine job.
Mayor, council, and they do have the at-large for Osage. Todd Bryan had 18.
18,
Laura Potter had 20.
20.
And Brandon Jones had 21. No write-ins. So that's missing from here. Right?
Yeah, they never recorded it. We should have. We probably should write these in.
Okay. I'll put that in.
So, this is, gotta be Mitchell City Hall. So would there be, we gotta get this tape out on this one too?
They had a lot of different ballot styles there.
Yeah. Why don't you just take it over there, cause it's tearing.
We'll be canvassing votes for that.
You wanna pay the footage?
Sure.
Scissors and cut it.
I don't know. I need a big fucking paper. Trust me.
Yeah, like there's a shortage of them. Everybody's got drawers of it.
Yeah. I don't know, I can't remember which one. I never figured it out ago. Oh, they have small paper.
How long is the canvas gonna be?
Well, I suppose at least 15 minutes.
Okay, because Richie wanted to.
I got some stuff I can do, so you guys.
Yeah, 15 minutes, Richie.
At least.
Thank you. So it starts here.
Council
Council ought to be short.
So that will be for Mitchell.
Randy Camp and Phil Patchell.
Yep, 25 and 25.
Any write-ins?
3 write-ins.
Okay.
School director at large,
For Osage.
Okay. We have Mitchell, all right.
Todd Fryan. Todd Fryan, he got 60 votes. Laura Potter received 49, and Brenda Johans received 49, with 1 write-in, and there's a total of 159.
Okay.
For school director at large, 3 to 4 year term. Angie,
This
wait a minute,
is-
that's nothing.
Yeah, this is like, well, they didn't vote anything in, but it's like the Central Springs
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, because we're gonna catch,
But yeah, they didn't have anyone
I
for it.
don't know if they have any for St. Ansgar.
Lori Meacham Gannett,
That's one of those, Central Springs or.
that's nobody I love. Amber Nuring, North B.
Yeah, they should all be the Central Springs ones. So the at-large one was the one that was on the ballot. There's three.
So that's the,
Lori,
Meacham,
Meacham, Gannett,
okay. Any votes?
3.
3?
Amber Nuring, this is District
1.
1, North B. And she received 3 votes with a total of 3. This is School Director, District 2, South B. Martin Coleman. Oh, he didn't get nothing. Excuse me, it's David Luet. He received 3.
Okay.
With a total of 3 votes.
Now we're just in Ansgar.
Yeah, Little Mile, there we go.
Okay, go ahead.
Will Morrow received 2 votes with a write-in, 1 will write-in.
Okay.
So he received
Got
a
that.
total of 3. Steve Groth, 2 votes with 1 write-in with a total of 3. Kyle Tabbert
Okay,
received 1 vote with a write-in of 2 with a total of 3.
got it, okay.
This is Central Springs again.
Okay.
There's to fill a vacancy.
Well, the person didn't get any votes, but there's 3 write-ins, and he got 3 write-in votes. Jason Bullock. And here's another North Iowa area district.
So this is Nyack. then.
Okay. That's probably the only place we have.
Yep.
Gene Torgerson. 3 votes, 0 write-ins.
All right.
And then college measure.
Go ahead.
Yes, 37, no, 23, with a total of 60. This is
Our saviors. Those.
So, do we go off the tape, or do we go off of what's written in it?
Hopefully what's written down.
We have
No, we
mayor,
don't.
we don't have enough.
That's just write-ins.
Nice picture of
Mayor?
your wife.
What's that?
Yep, nice picture of you with, in your
Okay,
uniform with your wife.
for mayor, Steve Cooper,
Facebook.
102. 2 write-in with a total of 104.
Okay.
Council member at large, Crystal Birch received 22. Darla Olson received 87. 0 write-ins with a total of 109. Council member Judy Voklander, 98. 1 write-in, 99 total. Park board, Don Fox, 103, 1 write-in, total of 104. School director at large, Todd Fryan, 102. Laura Potter, 97. Brenda Johans, 91. There was 4 write-ins. Total 294. Public measure A1. Yes, 67. No, 42, with a total of 109.
Better have.
And those write-ins too.
Shouldn't have those been counted in the write-in here, or no?
Well, I need to record them though.
Oh, the names? You
Well,
didn't
or
record
the
'em-
number,
You didn't record them off,
or wait a minute, let me check.
cause right, you said write-in,
Yeah, you
like,
did.
school board. you
Yep,
should
so
have-
those should be, yep, correct.
You need these or no?
No. Cause we did 2 write-ins for
Yep,
mayor, 2
yep,
for
so we're-
council.
Yep, we're fine.
So. This is
Public
Research
library.
Library. So, do I wanna use the tape or this?
Tape.
The tape, cause it will give the names from that one.
'Cause those are just write-ins. in the book.
Okay, start as mayor.
Mhm.
Steve Cooper, 65, 2 write-ins, total of 67. Council member, Crystal Birch,
Okay,
12. And Darla Olson, 56, with 3 write-ins, with a total of 71. Don Fox, 67, 1 write-in with a total of 68. School director at large. Ready?
Yep.
Todd Fryan, 64. Laura Potter, 63. Brenda Johans, 63, with a 1 write-in, with a total of 191. Public measure A1. Yes, 49. No, 23.
courthouse.
I'm sorry, Josh, so,
I don't know where to start on that one.
there you go.
Okay. For mayor, Steve Cooper, 56, 1 write-in, total of 57. Crystal Birch for council, 6. Darla Olson, 52, with a total of 58. Council member, Ward 3, Brian Adams, 58, 1 write-in, total of 59. Park Board, Don Fox, 58, total of 58. Let's see, did I do that right on Brian Adams? Did I tell you 58 with a 1 write-in with a total of 59?
Correct.
In my head, I didn't. Okay. Down to Todd Fryan, school district, or school director at large. Todd Fryan, 47. Laura Potter, 51. Brenda Johans, 46, with 6 write-ins, with a total of 150. Public measure A1, yes, 34, no, 13.
City Hall.
Mayor, Steve Cooper, 93 votes with 3 write-ins, a total of 96. Crystal Birch, council member. 18, Darla Olson, 81. Write-in 2 with a total of 101. Park Board, Don Fox, 96. Total of 96. School Director, Todd Fryan, 90. Laura Potter, 93. Brenda Johans, 88. One write-in with a total of 272. Public measure A1, yes, 74. No, 25, with a total of 99. Oh my, we got, oh, I see the tape has just been, okay, we start at Mayor.
Yep.
Mayor Norm Johnson, 100. Keith Horgan, 213. With one write-in and a total of 314. Council member at large, Sam Heimer, 265. Myrna Jorgensen, 230. Chris Mayer, 207. Write-in 77 with a total of 779. School Director. Okay. Todd Fryan, no, there's nothing. That ain't right, that's why it didn't come out. Okay, School Director District number 1 for 4 year. Will Morrow, 305. 2 write-ins, total of 307. Steve Groth, 298. Write-in, 4 with a total of 302.
Four write-ins.
4 write-in.
Okay. Kyle Talbert.
Kyle Tabbert, 289 with 2 write-ins with a total of 291. And there's nothing on the public measure A1.
Okay. Last one.
Yeah, finally got it figured out, kind of what I'm doing. 8. Write-in 64.
Well, I need some names now.
So I'll throw
Okay,
Well, probably, why don't you give me Roger Heeman, because he...
Roger Heeman, 27.
Okay.
And then he's the only one that's got,
There should
Next
be
one would be Jake Kirby.
Jake Ehrlich with 8. And the rest will be a scattering.
yeah.
So we'll just vote for 3.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 22, 23. Oh, I got my 16, 13, 15, 18, 21.
And then these.
They look like they're all one.
30.
30? Okay.
So we don't need this anymore.
How many more?
School, the school director.
So, yep,
But
sorry.
we don't need Will Morrow.
Yep.
Okay, Will Morrow, 62,
Okay.
total 62.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Groth, 64, total 64. Kyle Tabbert, 61, total 61. This is,
It brings 2 reports, so you're done.
okay. Yeah, I didn't have this straight out.
That's it?
Yep. So need a vote.
So move to approve.
Second.
Stanley made a motion, Barbara seconded it. All, roll call, Stanley,
Aye.
Barb,
Aye.
and Smollett,
Aye. Let you guys sign the book there.
Do you want me to make these on here?
You sign right in here. Where do you want me to sign?
Yeah, there or here, either one. There'll be some paperwork to sign once we go through this. We'll have the canvas. So those would probably be, try to have those ready here this week, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your turn next year.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay, then you wanna adjourn this one?
Canvassing.
Canvassing.
And reconvene our regular board meeting.
That is correct.
So hopefully that's official enough. So it looks like it's 9:40 when we reconvene. And
Not a lot to discuss.
Mr. Brown.
Glad you were waiting on me for your short report, but, we talked last week about maybe next year's paving project and how I might take out some miles there to kind of save for the farm to market fund a little bit, so I'm able to do that, through my program and budget, so I might amend my budget, we'll probably just have that 1 mile of drafted road there, and then we're gonna hold off on that
80th.
380th, that stretch there. We'll probably try to do some maintenance on those cracks, but I think we'll let that one go, and then we'll save that money for balsam when that road gets ready for the following year, so that'll help. I have to go through the farm to market borrowing restrictions, make sure we're not violating any of that. Typically, it's 5 years, we can borrow up to 5 years of the funding, but there's restrictions whether you're borrowed ahead, whether you can go further or not, so we'll make sure, I'll get that figured out, but anyway, I'm able to do that through just a resolution through the board, and Chip's modify that, so it won't be a big deal. The only other thing I have is, I've been asked to present at the Minnesota Concrete Paving Association in March my experiences with concrete overlays. They would pay for everything, I guess, to get up there and everything else, so I talked to Worth County, they were okay with it. It's in March, I don't know if you guys were okay with it or not, but
Where's that at?
it's up in Duluth.
Even your booze bill?
Well, maybe not the booze bill, but that's probably usually free anyway, so.
You can claim that anyway.
No, well,
I don't see an issue.
but it'll be in middle March, so it'll be,
That's an honor.
yeah, it is. Be my second one talking for those folks, and
Your name is getting out.
2 there, 1 in Florida.
Florida.
Yeah, I went for the national paving awards down there when we did a project in Worth County between Freeborn and Worth, and the associations thought it was pretty neat that 2 counties in different states could do a project together without any complications with different specs, so we got to go down and give a presentation on that too.
Very cool.
Anyway, that's really all I've got for you. I mean, we're gonna go out and I'm sure we're gonna go out and try to scrape some gravels and have things thawed out, see what's out there for ice pack after it warmed up, but, hopefully they got most of it last
Imagine
week.
your shaded areas might have something.
They're still gonna probably be a little bit slick, so.
I have something that'll be, maybe it's gonna be new for the other supervisors. On the services building,
Mm-hmm.
we need to get a storage container to store stuff for the 4 months that they're gonna be. To rent a storage container from the rental company was between $600 and $700 a month.
Like those pods or whatever.
Anyways, I suggested to David to check to see what it costs to buy one. Well, we can buy one for $2,500.
Yes.
Okay. And here's my thought, is we'll buy it. And if we feel we need to sell it, we can sell it, or we can donate it to the road department and they use it for storage.
My
out
gears
in
were
the
going
west.
too. We've talked about this in secondary roads a little bit. We've got a lot of stuff in these old pickup boxes in the back, tile fittings and things like that. We've talked about we saw some old pop trailers once that, you know, they're all aluminum and they're kind of expensive, but we did talk about getting a storage container that we could use in the backyard to store some of the smaller things that just kind of set out, and you put plastic out in the sun for a long time. And it's
Yeah,
meant to be
it
in the ground.
deteriorates.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea.
Well, anyways, that's what David and I are working on, so if everybody else
You
is.
buy, we'll buy it from you.
Okay,
Sounds
well,
like a
we'll
plan.
work something out, but it isn't set in stone yet, but right now in my brain,
It's a good idea.
at $600 to $700 a month to rent it, times 4, we can buy one for $2,500. I mean, this is a no-brainer. So, okay,
Yeah.
It'll probably take longer than 4 months anyway when it's all, that's normally
correct,
what
but
happens.
rather than to
Yeah.
rent it and lose everything,
Yep, it's a good idea. Yeah, you're way, as long as it's a good sealed one where you aren't gonna lose anything. then-
Do you have a comment, Gary?
Is it a 20-foot or a 40-foot?
this is what David.
They make them in two-sided.
I didn't question David that. I
Okay.
was-
It sounds to me like that price would be a 40. Will one 40-footer do it? Or should
That's,
you get
I
two?
think David did mention 40, but that's to store their
Truck, yeah,
stuff.
tractor trailer size, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a wonderful thing. Yep,
So,
should be.
anyways,
We'd be
that,
ahead on the game
The
there.
conservation has got a small one now, but they've insulated, they use that for seed, to keep their seed at a certain temperature.
okay,
That's a 20. But
so if everybody's all in for that,
Consensus.
David and I are working,
Consensus of the board.
Sure.
David and I will
You
continue.
get done with it and we'll
All righty,
Sounds
take
like
it
a
from
good
you.
plan.
if there's nothing else for Rich,
I'll be unavailable Friday. Not that I'm usually here, but
okay,
football.
there we go. All right, if there's nothing else,